The Galveston Fire Department was the first paid fire department in the state of Texas. It was formed as a paid fire department in 1885. Now, before 1885, Galveston was protected by a variety of volunteer fire companies, but they were not part of any one single organization or not a part of the city. Fire companies were just that, they were companies, so they were independently created and managed, and they weren't any part of a municipal government like we've come to know it today. So even in Galveston, they had volunteer fire companies, and each of them had their own name, like you had Hook and Ladder number 1 or Engine Company number 2. They kept having a lot of really big fires in Galveston, and they were losing multiple buildings at a time, and these fire companies were coming together, and in the process of trying to put the fire out, they were getting in fist fights and having arguments about whose responsibility it was and who was going to do what. And it was it's related, at least in books and stories that you read, that it became very chaotic and competitive. So the city council, or the board of aldermen at the time, felt that enough was enough, and so they passed the city charter and created the Galveston Fire Department. Today we have 6 fire stations. The fire department as a total has 115 employees, but those 115 employees are divided between 3 divisions. The last division is our largest, which is the operations division. This is where the majority of our personnel are. There are 108 firefighters assigned to the operations division. They work 3 shifts. They're on duty for 24 hours, and then they have 48 hours off. So every 3rd day, the same group is at work.
We've got, the Galveston Fire Department is really got a variety of different types of fires that other cities don't even have. I mean, they don't have a port, they don't have an airport, they don't have helicopters flying in.
We could be assisting the beach patrol with a water rescue. We could be going on board a ship that's on fire, or there's somebody that needs to be rescued from down in the ship.
First responder calls to hazardous material calls to vehicle rescues. I was stationed on the east end of town by the hospitals for 33 of my 35 years, so we were in and out of buildings that had research facilities and, you know, things frozen, that biological stuff frozen that you didn't want to get into. So you prepare for everything and hope that you don't have that.
You know, you look at a big city, like you take New York City, and it's split into 5 boroughs, and you have Queens, which is a residential area, and then you have Manhattan, which is all the business district and the high-rise buildings. We have all of that right here in an area that's the size of Manhattan. And we do it with a lot less. You know, in Manhattan alone, I think there's 40 fire stations. Geographically, we have about the same area and a multitude of opportunity for disaster here. And we're doing it with 6 fire stations and 30 people. And because we're on an island, the help is not quickly available. It takes 15 to 20 minutes for help to get to us when we need it from outside. So if we don't have enough resources and we call somebody to come help us, it's going to take them longer to get here because we're not connected to another city. We're out here on our own. We're truly on an island.
It makes you appreciate life. You know, you don't ever know when it's your time to go to be with the Lord. So you need to do what's right and make your life right and take care of humanity.
I think 2 words would say why the fire department being here 130 years is important. resilience, and dedication to this great city that we all call Galveston and we call home, and the resilience to every form of disaster that we could have. I mean, hurricanes alone, you consider how many major storms there have been in the years. Galveston's been there as a city 175 years, and we've had major hurricanes come and go and destroy the place. We rebuild it and get right back to what we were doing.